It's 4 o'clock in Los Angeles. It's 6 o'clock in Chicago and 7 p.m. in New York City, the Big Apple. I'm Mad Dog DeCipio, and welcome to What's the Buzz on the record tonight. We're going to do open forum and maybe some topical news of the day. And welcome back after a long absence of, God, at least a couple of days,
Yes,
Amelia the Pitbull Chapman. How are you, Amelia?
doing great. How are you?
I'm terrific. How was your daughter? I should say. Tell everybody
Mhm.
that your daughter got married this weekend.
Yes.
So, how was the wedding? Tell everybody.
Oh, it was such amazing day. We got rained out on our rehearsal dinner, but it was fun because everybody was dancing around. But then the next day it was beautiful and
Oh,
a little
good.
chilly, but it was nice.
Was it cold? Was
Yeah.
it an outside wedding? Is that
Yes.
what? Oh my God!
Yeah, it was an outside wedding, but we all had fun, and
You got a
I
lot of nerve doing an outside wedding in February in
yeah,
Florida.
for Florida, yes.
Wow,
Yeah.
boy, that takes balls.
But
Jeez.
we had a great time, and I did not get drunk, people.
Well, no, she really did, folks. Amelia she was supposed to do the show last night, but she couldn't because she had a hangover. And so I said, take the day off, because you're nursing your hangover. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of it. We'll take care. It'll be fine. Everything will be good. So, but no, I'm kidding. Of course, Amelia doesn't drink. She's a recovering alcoholic. No, I'm kidding.
Maybe.
Maybe no. I'm
No,
no.
I
It's all
did
good.
drink a lot in my younger days. I do admit that, but
Oh yeah, of
I'll admit
course
it.
we all did in our
Mhm,
younger days. Are you kidding me?
mhm. Yeah, but if anybody,
My
does
father used to own a bar. Are you kidding? Please.
yep. But if you do drink a lot and you want to stop, I do recommend that for real because it's not good to drink a lot for real.
Yeah, we're actually going to do a show one night. We might do it. I think we might do it in March. We're going to we'll call it. What's your vice?
Yeah.
We'll call it. What's your vice? Write that down because I'll forget.
And
He
there's
knows I'll forget too.
and
I'll
there might
forget
be
in 5 minutes from now. It'll be fine. It'll be gone. Forget
and
about it.
there might be some stuff that, we could admit that we've done that we're not proud of. So, I'll admit that.
Oh, no, you kidding me?
Yeah.
My life's an open book. I got
Yeah,
news for you.
yeah, and
I've done some screwed up shit
yeah,
in
and
my younger days because I'm going to be
mhm.
65 this year, and that was a long
Yep,
time ago.
yeah, and
Long time ago.
so I thought, you know what, I'm gonna be the responsible one, be the mother of the bride, mingle, talk to everyone, but I kind of pretty much stayed to
I
the
thought you
side.
said you were going to be the mother of the show.
And I watched the little kids running around. There was one little kid that stole the show, which was I thought it was so cute. 4-year-old
There's always some
dancing.
little snot nosed brat that's going to steal the show, right?
Yeah.
Always at a wedding, there's always
Hmm.
some little kid
Yeah.
that's going to steal everybody's attention. He's
Uh-huh.
the one they're going to
Uh,
video him,
yeah.
and
I
you'll
did.
see him on TikTok and
I
Instagram.
saw. I did. He's adorable though.
Mhm.
Yep.
That kid's life is not safe now because Amelia's probably got her TikTok going.
Not yet.
Anyway, so we're going to do open forum tonight. So that's kind of like I'll tell you what we'll do.
Hmm.
We're talking about weddings. Let's talk about weddings.
Yeah.
So how long did it take you guys to plan this outdoor? I don't know. You can't even believe you did an outdoor
I
wedding in
know, right?
February.
It took about a year or so because by the time you had to plan, get the dress, get the groomsman, get the bridesmaid who you're gonna get, of course, get the cake, get decorations, of course, rent
Hmm.
tables. If you're gonna have a tent outside, get chairs. If you're gonna have a DJ,
You got to
um,
have a lot of you. Got to do a lot of prep. It
yes.
sounds like.
And my daughter changed the colors twice. Luckily, I didn't buy the
I'm
dress at
sure
the
she.
last minute.
See, that's another thing because the problem is not the bride. Let me just be. And I got to defend the brides.
Yeah.
Okay, the
Mhm.
problem is not the brides. Okay, the problem is the bride's mother, the groom's mother, the sisters, the aunts, the cousins, all the females. They all want to have their 2 cents in there.
Well, no, we
But-
didn't. We left it up to the kids. I mean, and his
Well,
mother.
then you're very fortunate
Yeah,
because in most families, the scenario I just laid out is how it is.
the Spanish people, we all pitch in as much as we can, and his mother cooked. Oh my God, she is an amazing cook.
Oh, did she marry a Hispanic boy?
His half and half, half Hispanic, half white, just like she is. So,
Half white. White's a very general.
and she's
Is he
amazing. She's
German,
Hispanic.
Irish, Italian, Greek? What is it?
She's
What kind of white?
she's Mexican. The mom, and oh my
Oh,
gosh, she's amazing
he's
cook.
Mexican,
Hmm.
like you. He's a white
Half,
Mexican.
half and half. Yeah.
Does he look Mexican,
No. Mm-mm.
like you? You
Right?
sure it's not your kid?
No, no, but
All right.
his dad's white, his mom's
But now
Mexican.
it's true though,
Hmm.
and look, I'm going to get serious from it. It's very true that sometimes, in fact, more times than I care to admit, because I've seen it happen, is that the bride will have everything set in her mind how she wants it.
Hmm.
In fact, in a lot of cases, she'll write everything down on a list, right?
Right,
Then here comes the mom. Then here comes the the groom's mom.
right,
Then you got, okay, the sisters and the aunts have to have their 2 cents.
right,
And before you know it, this poor girl that's it's her day, it's her special day,
right.
and you got everybody else and their mother literally running it for them.
Right.
And that's see, I got a problem with that because the problem is, and I get it, I really do, I get it. It's that the problem is you don't want to disrespect your elders.
Right,
And
exactly.
you want your mother to feel like she's part of it too. And I get
Yes.
that.
Mhm.
And you want your future husband's mother to
Absolutely.
feel like, she's part of the thing too.
Yes.
And I get that. So the poor bride, I mean, really, Amelia, if you think about it, the poor bride is stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Oh, absolutely.
You
Yeah.
know,
The one
how many
thing that
she changed her mind? How many times you said?
just a couple of times she went from maroon to a really pretty evergreen green. It was really pretty green, and the only thing that she did do for the bride for the groom's mom was
Hmm.
she had a veil that was for 3 generations. So she
Oh,
brought the
that's
veil.
interesting. Tell me about that.
Yeah, the veil was like for great great grandmother. So the
Really,
mhm.
like handed down?
Yes, handed down from the
Wow.
groom's side. So the mother-in-law brought it down. So my daughter wore it, of course, but her the grandmother from the groom's side did a special blessing, the Spanish blessing,
Oh, okay,
with the
got you.
Our Father
Interesting
thing like
stuff.
that. And so they
Hmm.
blessed it like this, Our Father who art in heaven kind of thing. And then
Right, like a
um
traditional Catholic. I'm
yes,
assuming like a Catholic.
yeah. Hmm.
Like, because a lot of Mexicans or a
Are
lot of
Catholic.
Hispanic people are Catholic, yeah.
Yes, so they have to do the blessing before the bride puts it on, and as the
Mhm.
bride's putting it on, they do another blessing, and like
Really? They bless it while she's wearing it? For
as
real?
she's putting it on, yes, and so they did that.
Really?
If she can't be there in person, of course, if not, they'll do it in person, but she did the
That's
blessing.
really interesting.
Mhm,
That's
and it
really
was so
interesting.
beautiful. Everybody was crying. The girls were all crying. So, no, don't do that. We're gonna
All
put her
the
makeup
makeup
on.
running, yeah, I'm sure.
Mhm.
How many times does she have to touch up her makeup?
About a couple times before she went down the
I'm
aisle.
sure.
And
I'm
then
sure.
and so we did the blessing, and then they got it all on video, and then of course the grandmother couldn't come, and the other grandmother from the other side couldn't come as well, and of course my parents couldn't come, but we got
Well,
it all.
they're in Texas too.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
far.
so it was a beautiful blessing, and then it was nice for her to wear, something that was handed down.
Did you send her like a video of your parents, a video of the wedding, or
Yeah, we're gonna
like
send it later because
because I
they.
know that in the interest of full disclosure, Amelia's husband Jeff, good guy Jeff, is he's been battling it. He's had some health problems,
Mhm.
and he couldn't go. Did you just do like a video so he could be like participate?
Yeah, we actually videoed as our son Joseph, the brother of walked her down the aisle in his place. So
Oh, beautiful!
so
That's
he got to
very special. Isn't that nice?
yeah, so he got to see the whole thing live.
Oh, good.
hmm
What did you? What did you like on? How was it TikTok or how did? What did you just have it at?
And like through a Google
Oh,
video,
Google.
yeah, Google
Oh, okay, I
videos.
got you. Sure.
And so Jeff was crying, and I had the earpiece in my ear, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, please don't start crying because I can't hear anything."
Right.
So he's like,
Well,
"I can't."
he's
Oh my god.
that's his little girl getting
Yeah,
married.
because that's my little girl. Oh my god, look how beautiful she is. I said, "I know
And
she
he's
is."
home in bed and
Mhm.
he can't get
Yeah,
out of bed because he
it was
can't
hard.
walk right yet.
Yeah, it was
So
hard,
maybe,
and
hopefully, please God, fix his
mhm.
hip.
Yeah,
And gets his surgery, which I hope is soon. By the way,
yeah. And then I
but she's
recorded.
been in that bed way too long, Mia.
It'll be a year in June, and then of course I recorded the
I
first day.
know it's been a long time.
hmm
That's been a long. He's.
hmm
I'll tell you what, man. He's been through some shit. That guy.
And
Man.
these hospitals here are ridiculous and stupid.
Folks, don't get sick in Florida.
Really don't.
Really, no, don't get sick in Florida because they'll kill you before you get well.
If you do around the Tampa
Horrible.
area, the best and only hospital to go to is Tampa General Hospital. I swear that's the only one to go to.
Tampa. How far is
Yes,
Tampa from you?
30 minutes.
Oh, is it? Oh, so you're close then
Yes,
to Tampa. Okay, well that's good. At least you got
that's
someplace close by.
yeah,
You
that's the
don't have to
only
take a
one,
helicopter to or
right?
medevac.
That's the only one to go to for real. That's the best one.
Well, that's good. So I mean, this is the first. Is this her first wedding?
Second.
Okay, so second time around,
Mhm.
and so this is good. Then she met this guy, what, like at rehab or drug counseling, or I'm sorry,
No, they
I'm
actually
kidding.
met through the best friend, the one
I'm
that
kidding me. Yeah, I'm
no,
kidding.
the girl that I showed you that she was with, that's her best friend from 5th grade. And the groom and the bridesmaid, they met when they were in 7th grade.
Oh
And
wow.
and so they started talking, and
So
there's
that's
like,
how she got introduced by her
yeah,
friend. Oh
by the
no
friend.
shit! Isn't that
Mhm.
funny?
And get this, when we lived in Odessa, we lived on the street called Castle Road, and at that time when we lived on Castle Road, they lived on Castle Road, the new in-laws. How coincidental is that?
Oh, that's funny
Mhm.
shit.
Yeah,
That is so
yeah.
funny. The same town in the
The
same street in
mhm.
Texas.
And little did we
And
know
all
that her
these years
future
later, you
husband
marry the boy. Ain't that
yeah,
something?
future husband lived right down the street.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk. This is open forum,
Mhm,
so let's talk. You were here last week. I haven't seen you since Wednesday, so
mhm.
you had off last night,
Yes.
but you said to me that you watched the show. What did you learn from last night's show about filmmaking?
That one of
I
those
always
guys
try to
is
do a show
very
where people will learn a little something.
well, the one is very, very quiet. Watch out for that one. He is so
Yeah, the
quiet.
quiet one, Jesse Hutchins.
Yeah.
Jesse's a nice guy, but he's very, very low key. He's like,
He's very, very smart though. Everything that
oh
you
yeah,
asked him,
very
he
smart.
was right on point.
Oh, absolutely.
You ask him a question and he was very, very smart, right on point, and he knew exactly what kind of movie he wanted to make, when he wanted to make, and the budget and who he wanted and how he wanted it, how what
Yeah.
scenery he wanted. He was perfect.
Oh yeah. The other guy, because Brian Saponis is our friend. He's been here a
Yes.
couple times. Brought Jesse. He's the quiet one, and then the other man who's the
Mhm,
director. His name is Mark Cantu.
mhm.
Now, the movie that they're promoting is called Grind,
Yes.
and I want everyone to go to Grind. Let me see. I believe it's
Yeah,
called
make sure
Grind.
you go locate the right one when you Google it because
Yes,
if
because there's a couple different Grind
mhm,
movies, and I want to make sure that we get it right.
mhm, yeah,
Um,
and
again, because it's a brand new movie. It's not even. In fact, it's not even been. They're still in the production stage.
mhm, yeah,
Um.
and you told them that you wanted them back when you were, telling them, say, "Oh my god, these guys are impossible to work with." I thought that was the funniest part.
Oh God, yeah. Um. It looks like you have to go to Indiegogo.com and type in Grind, a cosmic horror comedy. Now, let me say that again. I'm going to put it up on the screen for you, too. It's called Grind, a cosmic horror comedy. While I'm doing that, Amelia will tell you
Mhm.
about last night's show.
Oh yeah, and I like the poster that they came up with, the final poster that they put up, Brian's opponents, because I know that they had
Wasn't
different
that
ones with the
great?
different. It was amazing who they, and he said that they were sitting behind the idea. It's like what kind of movie they wanted to make. What he was thinking, okay, well, should I do it this way? Should I come up with this idea? And
There it is
then,
right there, folks.
oh,
It's Grind,
perfect.
a cosmic horror comedy, and you can go to Indiegogo. It's what do you want to call that? Like a crowdfunding,
Yes,
Amelia?
and they came up with part of their funding already, right? But they still need additional funding for the rest of the movie. Is that correct?
Yes.
They started with the part that they needed, but they still need for
Mhm.
the middle of the movie and, of course, the ending of the movie, correct?
It's Indiegogo.com, and it's Grind, a cosmic horror
Or
comedy.
comedy. Mhm,
Okay, and we'll put that up a couple times. Little shout out to our friends, Brian Saponis. Of course, we love Brian. He's a good guy,
mhm,
and of course Jesse Hutchins and Mark
mhm,
Cantu.
mhm.
Good people. They're
Yes.
great guests on the show last
Oh,
night.
yeah.
I asked them a lot of questions about filmmaking because I know a lot about filmmaking, and I watch a lot of movies, and I know a lot of people. Well, you and I have had how many movie people on the show? I mean, a lot of movie.
45 at least, and they were surprised with that number. They thought that it was, not as much, but we've had at least 45 or
Oh
more.
yeah, and it's good. Probably between them and probably the next 3 or 4 guests is going to.
Mhm.
It'll be like 50 by the time
Yeah.
we're finished with it.
Oh, absolutely.
You
And
know.
anybody
'Cause
else that.
I'm looking at our upcoming schedule right now. It's for
Mhm,
you guys at home looking at me. I'm looking over here.
mhm.
Um, those of you on radio can't see this, but I'm looking over to my right.
Yep.
And by the way, that reminds me too. But we are, yeah, it's going to be about 49, almost 50
Wow.
movie people on the directors and
Yeah.
producers.
And if
Um,
anybody
I
wants
want to
to.
thank everyone. I
Mhm,
want to thank everyone. I have to tell you, we hit a milestone in Amelia and I. We hit a milestone.
yes.
You want to tell everybody what happened to us?
100,000 downloads, is that correct? Or
Right
views?
there,
Yes,
100,000 downloads.
yes, thank you, people. Mwah. Love you
We
all.
hit the 100,000 mark.
Yes, thank you so much,
We hit
everyone.
the 100,000 download mark. Um, and I'll tell you what, it's very interesting. It's the timing of this is perfect. I'm gonna tell you why.
Mhm.
Tomorrow night we're doing a tribute show to Jeff the Ref
Yes,
Robinson. Jeff and I started out the Wrestling with the Future podcast together.
that started everything. It started
That
everything.
started all this what you're looking at right now.
Mhm.
Jeff is a big reason for a bunch of that.
Yes.
He always called us the little podcast that could.
Yep.
And I
Mhm.
used to say to him, and we did.
Yeah. Yep.
And we really did because
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, he loved his wrestling.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Oh man, did he love his wrestling.
Yep.
And we're going to have a special guest tomorrow night that's
Mhm.
very, very, very critical
Mhm.
to this show. It's very critical to this. My friend Mike Messier will be joining us along with Michael Armageddon Murphy, my very dear friend of 25 years. And of course, Amelia will be here because it's her show. But I'm taking over tomorrow night, though, folks.
Yep. Yes. Yeah, because I wanted to, do that tribute for him and
Yeah.
thank him and
But he is a big reason that we
mhm.
had any success at all because
Mhm.
people loved Jeff the Ref.
Mhm.
And, and look, it's just the way it is. And by the way, folks, it's Wrestling with the Future podcast every Wednesday at 7 p.m. right here on Podbean, YouTube, Stitcher, Spotify, Vimeo, Odyssey, you name it. I can't even think of. There's so many.
Oh yes.
I lose track. I just say go to our linktree.com
Yeah,
forward
Amazon.
slash WWTF radio.
Yeah.
That's got everything you
Yeah.
need.
Mm-hmm.
That's got everything you need about who we are. Because I'll tell you something,
Mm-hmm.
and we got some listeners around the world. You know, we had a listener last night from Japan joined us.
Oh yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she joined us from Japan on the movie show.
Yeah.
She's one of our wrestling people.
Yes.
It's Nettie
Nettie
Slobby.
said, yeah.
Yeah, Nettie was here last night. Which was great to see her
Mm-hmm.
on a Monday. I'm usually seeing Nettie on a
On
like a
Wednesday
Wednesday.
nights. Yeah.
You know, getting all fired up about some conspiracy shit. Because
Yep.
you think
She's
we're
ready.
conspiracy nuts.
Yep.
Nettie's she's a serious conspiracy kook,
Yeah. And
like
there's
I am.
there's a story I'm working on too that we're going to talk about later on. Hopefully we'll get to the bottom of this too, at a story.
I hope so. I think I know what it is, but go
Mm-hmm.
ahead.
Yeah, and well, I don't want to tell me a lot of it yet till we get some more information because, like you said, we do our investigation, we do our research on it.
You have to do painstaking research for a lot of reasons. Number one, in many cases, the research can affect an ongoing situation.
Yes.
Okay, I'll give you a perfect example. You and I and Mike Murphy just finished up a 3-part series of Chris Benoit.
Yes.
Okay, the wrestler that allegedly killed his wife and child.
Right, and we're going to say
when we came to the conclusion, based on new evidence, Amelia I and Mike Murphy, Armageddon, came up with information that we believe categorically states that it was a murder, but it was not a murder-suicide.
No.
We believe they were all killed, including Chris Benoit, and we don't believe for one moment that he committed suicide. It would have been impossible to commit suicide given the circumstances the police laid out. The police's own work contradicts the evidence. Now, that's not me saying that, ladies and gentlemen. Go onto the police, check it out for yourself. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
Check it out for if you doubt what I'm saying, Amelia, as I always tell people, do your own research.
Absolutely.
Because I could do it for you, but then it won't be your research; it'll be mine.
Nope. And we opened up a can of worms because it's all over TikTok now.
Oh man, are you kidding me? Everywhere, everywhere. But yeah, it's that's our What's the Buzz and of course Wrestling with the Future. What's the Buzz podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
That is our flagship, and you can find us on Facebook. And you go to facebook.com/What's the Buzz. I'm sorry, What's the Buzz Radio. I have to keep saying that because it used to be called. It used to. I should correct myself. It used to be called. Now, tell me if I'm wrong, Amelia. It used to be called What's the Buzz.
Yes, it used to be.
What's the Buzz Radio.
We
had to change the name of it because somebody already has another show called What's the Buzz, but it's What's the Buzz. What did they call it? It's What's the Buzz podcast or
podcast. Yeah, so we had to change it to be different.
And that's why we are not a podcast, we're a popcast. Why? And the people ask me, in fact, I get emails about this. Why is it called a popcast, Mad Dog? Well, here's why. Because we include everything from current pop culture, which is, the news, sports, wrestling, conspiracy, all kinds of crazy stuff. And that is pop culture.
Exactly.
So what better name to come up with than a popcast? So there you go. There's nothing fancy about it. It's just something I had to come up with a name that represented who we were. So
something different and something unique. So because we are unique.
It is different. It is unique, and it's ours, and there's nobody else. I shouldn't say nobody else has it.
No.
But there you go.
But that's something that you have, and because we're unique and we're the only ones around that's going to be telling the truth.
L Ruffian 163 says, I know what L Ruffian means. It means the ruffian. Because L is the in Spanish,
Mm-hmm.
I think. And you're Spanish, so you could correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're good.
Al Ruffian says, I agreed it never smelled right from the start. I don't care if the real killer is caught or not. I just want Benoit's name to be restored. Absolutely, brother.
Mhm.
We agree. He should be put in the Hall of Fame. He should be absolutely cleared of any wrongdoing. In fact, not only do we think that he didn't do it, we know he didn't do it.
Mhm.
We presented evidence, I think, that conclusively clears him.
Yeah.
Because, as I said just a minute ago, the evidence contradicts the police's own
It does.
investigation. So don't tell me in Fulton County, Georgia, don't tell me that you did a thorough investigation when the evidence clearly contradicts it.
Yes.
Because it's wrong. Your
Mhm.
evidence, the evidence that was gathered by the forensic team was far better than the foot soldiers that went in and trampled through that crime scene. Horrible job. Anyway, enough of that soapbox. I'm off of that. www.facebook.com/What's the Buzz Radio.
Yes.
And you can subscribe to our YouTube channel for a monthly fee. Listen to this one. It's cheaper than a loaf of bread.
Yes.
$2.99 a month gets you access to special privileges, special chats. Your name goes right to the top of the chat. You got sticker incentives. You got all kinds of stuff you can do with your membership. Not only that, but you will get access to never before seen shows that we've done that have not been aired or have been taken off the air for one reason or another. But you'll get access to all this private stuff that Amelia and I have. We got a bunch of stuff stored,
No, yes.
And so, look, what are you waiting for?
Exactly.
It's $3. You piss away more than that for a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah. And if you haven't joined our Facebook page, join it now.
Join us.
Yes.
It's free to join our Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
You can still watch our videos, of course, for free on YouTube. You don't have to join, but I'd like you to because, as I said, you get special perks.
Yes.
There's
special
always
perks.
more. If you pay a little, you get a lot.
Absolutely.
Okay?
And anybody that's also that's a writer, producer, or director wants to be a guest on our show, come on and be a guest, and we can promote your movie and you can promote our show.
Of course. We're always looking for people who want to promote themselves, promote their products, promote their especially if you're in a theater or a movie person, if you're an actor, if you want to be an actor, you want to be on the show, we'll hook you up with the right people.
Promote us, we promote you.
And promote the hell out of you. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Also, we are on WWTF Radio 88.7 FMI BRS. BRS is Broadcast Radio System, the global broadband radio system across the world. FMI is Frequency Modulation International. That means we're all over the damn place.
Yep.
So you can find us in Japan like Nettie, and you can find us in New Zealand like Jimmy Thunder from Down Under, in Australia. Oh my God, where else are we? Germany. We had. Let me tell you,
Netherlands. We were in the Netherlands too.
Wait a minute, I'm going to blow your mind. Are you ready for this? Mm-hmm. I found something.
Okay.
On Spotify. This was crazy. I couldn't even believe it. I have to find what I did. Give me you know what, Amelia?
Mm-hmm.
Talk to the people for just a second.
Okay.
I have to find what I did with this. Okay. And I think it's right around here.
Found it?
I think I may have found it. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah.
Okay, here we are. You ready for this one?
Yes.
Our downloads and our audiences come from, listen to this one.
Okay.
The U.S., Canada, Europe, meaning Italy, Germany, Ireland. Um, Comes from down under New Zealand, Australia. We've got 3 listeners. You're not even gonna believe this, but it's true. I have it right here. 3 listeners from Zimbabwe. I can't.
Wow,
I'm not even making this up.
that's amazing.
Okay, from Malaysia, from
Mhm.
Rwanda. We've got listeners that listen to this show from Denmark, Sweden, Thailand, all over the Far East, the Middle East.
Mhm.
From the far reaches, every corner of the
Mhm.
world, we reach
That's
thanks to our
amazing.
broadband radio system. And I'm going to tell you something. You
Mhm.
can't buy that kind of publicity. Here's Moonchild. Here we go.
Hey, girl. Hey, Moonchild.
Moonchild. She's saying hi. How you doing, kid? You came on a good night with Amelia and I are bullshitting.
Right?
She said, hey, guy, I'm loving your courage of topics like JFK, the 9/11 Benoit murders, Maryland. But
Oh, wow.
yes, thank you so much, Daryl. We appreciate it. Let me tell you something. You're talking about that Bob Saget show.
Hmm.
There's more evidence being released in the Bob Saget case. I think Amelia and I, you know what, Daryl, Amelia and I might reopen the Bob Saget case because even when we did the show the first time, and Amelia, you got to admit it didn't sit right with us.
It didn't. There's a lot of still unanswered
And
questions.
I don't
Still,
I
there's.
don't buy the idea. And that's a great thank you for bringing that up, Daryl.
Mhm.
But I don't buy the idea that Bob Saget fell on a wet bathroom floor and hit his head because he was wearing skid resistant rubber soled shoes. Why? Because he had just done a show and he never wore hard soled
Mhm.
shoes on
No.
stage. He always wore like sneakers or some kind of rubber sole shoes on stage
Right.
because I don't know if you guys know anything about performing, but when they clean a stage for a performer, sometimes that stage is a little slippery and you can
Yes, it
fall.
is. Oh, very,
Look
very
what just
true.
happened to Pink, the singer Pink.
Yes.
Look what just happened to her. She fell off the stage.
Yes.
Look what happened to Bruce Springsteen. He fell flat on his ass on stage because the stage was slippery.
Yes.
And Bob Saget didn't wear hard soled shoes on stage. He wore the rubber ones so he wouldn't slip. And I don't buy that you're going to slip
No.
on a wet bathroom floor with skid resistant shoes. They're made for that.
Exactly. And then they said that he fell by his headboard on his bed. Well, we saw pictures of his headboard. Exactly.
Even Moonchild agrees with us. She
Yeah.
says he had too many injuries to die accidentally.
Yes.
And we said the same thing
Yes.
from the get-go.
Mhm.
From the get-go. Amelia and I said the same
Yeah.
thing. It didn't sound right. It didn't
No.
look right. The video didn't look right. There was something wrong with it. Before he did his show that night. I'm sorry, excuse me.
Mhm.
After he did the show that night, he was outside the theater signing autographs for
Yes.
people and taking selfies with people's phones and
Mhm.
cameras and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, a happy person just
Happy
doing
as
his.
could be.
Mhm.
And then less than an hour later, he gets back to his hotel and he's dead.
Yeah, it's like
What
there's
like come on.
the timeline
Can you
too.
hear
Like,
me now?
yeah. Mhm.
For real. Like what happened there?
Yeah.
This is an interesting one. Christ
Oh,
brings a sword.
I like
Inquiring minds want to know. By
I
the
like
way,
I like his name or her name.
yeah, his or her, Christ brings a sword. He absolutely does. He said, I bring a sword of, I believe it was I bring a sword to divide, not to unite. And I believe that was the some sort of quote like that. I'm not exactly sure. What is the widow trying to hide?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Bob Saget's widow She was all too quick to
Mhm.
close that case.
Absolutely didn't want to show any more
Oh, I think they
videos.
wanted the money. I
Mm.
think that's it. I come to bring peace, not a sword.
Mhm.
I come not to bring peace, but a sword. Yes, that's the quote. That's the Bible quote. I come not to bring peace, but a sword. And that's an interesting thing because that's always been part of my problem with Jesus and God and the Bible because the Bible is so contradictory, it's not even funny. Um, Ordinarily, I would normally go to Bible study on Wednesday, but I've been having a real crisis of faith here lately. Quite frankly, I'm going to share some of my private life with you guys.
Mhm.
Um, my nephew's a preacher. You've seen him on the show, Pastor Steve, the Rowdy Rev. His church is right up the street here. I was going every Wednesday to Bible study, but I'm having some real issues with quotes just like this one here. Okay. Calling, for example, using the same terminology to talk about Satan and Jesus, calling them the light bearer,
Mhm.
you know, the morning star.
Yeah.
The light bearer and morning star are names given to Satan that were also given to Jesus. So what's the story? What's what? The sword divides. We're getting a little theological here. This is good. I like this.
Yeah.
Didn't the widow say she didn't want his reputation? Yeah, she didn't want his reputation, Moon Child. But here's the problem. Big problem, in fact. She never authorized an autopsy, but yet an autopsy was done. But yet to this day, the results of that autopsy have not been revealed.
Yeah.
Sign of Jonah appears on April 8th. Praise the Lord, our redemption is near. What sign of Jonah would that be? I'm not familiar with that.
Hmm.
April 8th. I don't understand. What's the significance
Of
um
April 8th.
of Christ brings the sword? What's the significance of April the 8th there? I'm not quite
Mhm.
following that one. I guess if you follow the biblical signs, the
Mhm.
signs of the end times, um, and people don't understand that either when you say end times. We're not talking about the end of the world. And then, so let's just get let's get that part straight. It's talking about the end of an era, at the end of a certain way of doing things, and the onset of a new.
Okay, I
Um,
think they
it's
answered
okay. Here
you.
we go. I got an explanation for everybody. Here we go. It is an eclipse that moves over America and completes an X over the USA to announce repent or die.
Hmm.
Interesting. So we have to look to the sky for that? Is that what we must do? Because I'm curious if that's the case. Because if that's the case, I have a response for you.
Hmm.
So I'm curious to see if that's in fact the case. What are your thoughts on that, Neil?
To
Since
repent.
this is given our open forum show.
Right. Well, I mean, I've not really been a lot of a real religious person like that because I felt like my religion went out the window, especially since Texas and that preacher that I had back in
Yeah, I
Texas
remember your preacher
ruined
ruined
my.
God for you.
Yeah, he did because he.
But see, people don't get that. I see. I'm sorry, Amelia, but I got to
No,
jump in here
no, go
because
ahead, go ahead.
I have such a fucking problem with this.
Hmm.
Here's the problem I have. These people, these preachers, they have too much power.
Yeah,
They've got too much influence on people.
they do.
There are people who live and die by what their preacher says instead of picking up the Bible and reading it.
Absolutely, they
That's
do.
why I don't go to church anymore. I'm no longer going to listen to what my nephew says in church. You heard what I just said.
Right.
I'm not going to listen to him anymore in church. We can have a civil conversation all day long, but I'm not going to church because every time I go to church, I have more questions than answers.
Right.
So here's what Christ brings a sword says: an eclipse It starts at Eagle Pass, Texas. Oh, wow. It starts in Texas. Goes up to Maine, passing over 7 cities named Nineveh. I want to see this. I recommend the book of Jonah to understand the sign. It's only 4 pages. I will absolutely do that, brother. And if you're game for it, let me put an invite out. I would love to have this discussion with you on the air. Please let me know if you would like to join us on air some night. You let me know, and I will cater the whole show around you.
Yeah, because
So
it's just
do me a favor, just reach out to Amelia.
Mhm.
And Amelia will hook you up with me, okay?
It just happens that April 8th is on a Monday.
That's a Monday. Yeah, here you go. It's on a Monday. Great.
I'm all
Child
for
says, I respect everyone's religion until they me too.
Mhm.
That's my issue. Don't try to convert me.
Yeah, and
You
the
know,
church
I
that
had a woman the other day.
Yeah.
She's been on the show, Cindy Chatton.
Mhm.
Yeah, I used to call her Chatty Chatton.
Hmm.
Cindy came into my inbox the other day, and she sent me a letter this friggin' long. Okay. First of all, anybody who knows me knows this. See? Keep it short and simple. Okay. That's the KISS method. Keep it short and simple. Okay. It doesn't stand for keep it simple, stupid. Keep it short and simple. Okay. Because I don't want to call nobody stupid. I don't like that. Because I've heard people call me stupid when I was a little boy, and it hurts. So I don't call people stupid.
Yeah. I was
But
bullied
let
as
me
a
tell
kid.
you something, though. If you're going to talk theology, I would love to have. He says I'm off. Okay, first of all, I don't even know if you're a male or female. I'm going to assume that you are male, just because that's how my head works. But yes, give Amelia privately. I'll tell you what we're going to do. Give Amelia your info, and I'm going to put a link in our chat here, okay, where you can send Amelia a little text with your info. All right, Amelia, I'm going to send him
That's fine.
your stuff here. All right, so now let me see here.
He's a man.
What else is going on, Mel?
Oh no, he was just answering your question, which you had asked him if he was male or female. I just wanted to let you know.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So
from California, from Cali, hey? Okay, I'm sending you this link. Okay. That's Amelia the Pitbull Chapman. And her Facebook link is now going around the world at the speed of light. And she don't mind because she's got 75,000 friends on Facebook. And 32 million on TikTok.
Million, really?
She's got
really? Million? He's banned from Facebook.
You're banned. You know what? I was too for like 3 months. I was too. I love people that get banned from Facebook. You know why?
You can put in my email address.
You know why I like people that get banned from Facebook? Because they're telling the truth. They're speaking truth. Because Facebook is run by the Zionists that lie. They lie.
Yeah.
You know?
They do. You want to put in our either one of our email addresses is fine. So you can put that in.
Oh, by the way, here you go. If you guys want to reach us, very, very easy to do. It's what's the buzz popcast at gmail.com.
Yeah, you can put that in there. So that way, if anybody wants to reach us or the Christ Brings a Sword can reach us through our email so we can give them some information. And that way we could reach out to him. And that way, I see why he was banned. Oh, he puts it in there. You know what? I would have put in there too about him too, because we're not a fan of Biden either. So good for you.
Let me see what I got here. Let me put this in here. I'm going to put this up on. Give me just a second, so engage everybody in the chat.
Because the thing is with I put up something for President's Day, and then it got taken down that I put For President's Day, I'm not gonna post anything for President's Day until we get one. So they took my post down
Yeah,
for a few
she sure
hours.
did.
I did. And it says
She
that
sure the hell did.
I couldn't post anything for 6 hours. I said, oh well, it was worth it. So I did. So
Yeah,
I said I could post something else for another 6 hours, make it 12 hours. You want to do that?
yeah, right.
And I did. And some people also got banned from Facebook for a little bit because, and when you do a cement sidewalk, you know how there's cracks in the middle of so many sidewalks. Well, there was a
Uh-huh.
little flower growing in the middle, and they said something about something in life has to grow pretty, something like that. And a lot of people got banned for a little post like that. Why would you get banned for something like that?
Probably for telling the truth.
Yeah, and I was like, really stupid people, freaking Facebook, stupid Facebook for something like
Now, Christ brings the sword says, here's another nugget. Trump is in the Bible. You know, I've heard that.
yeah.
I've heard that from, I actually heard that from a preacher. Jimi Hendrix. Yeah, you know what? It's funny that you talk about Hendrix because he's one of the people we talked about in the from the 27 Club.
Yes, we did. We
Jimi
mentioned.
Hendrix. That was a suspicious death. Absolutely, sure was. So was Jim Morrison's passing. Very suspicious because there were things associated with Jim Morrison that were so way out of character for him. Way out of character.
Yeah, especially when they did his
I
movie.
don't believe for a minute that Morrison died in the manner that they said he did. I think Morrison was killed, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I do.
especially the way
And
they did
I
his
think
movie.
Jimi Hendrix was killed also because at the time the government had like a hit squad going around trying to eliminate musicians that were influential.
Yes.
And Jimmy and Morrison and Janis Joplin, what do they all have in common? They all died when they were 27.
27 Club. There you go.
Okay. We'll begin at the last Trump. And absolutely, he's right about it. Says at the last Trump.
Yeah, I've heard that
So
too.
is that by that do we mean at the last Trump reign as president, which I think is what you're saying, or when Trump becomes president? Because really some versions of the Bible, some editions use the word trumpet. Okay, you'll hear a trump, something like a trump from the sky, or the sound of a trump. But some versions actually call it a trumpet.
Yes, trumpets. You'll hear trumpets in the sky is what I've heard.
Wow. If Trump is taken out of the running at the same time as the eclipse, wouldn't that be something? It would be a kick in the ass. That's what it would be. Holy fuck. Are you shitting me?
And there's also something saying that he would not be president. He would be taking over as no more presidency. He would be like called the king. There would be no more president.
Well, I have heard, I heard a prophecy. I heard a prophecy about 13 years ago, 14 years ago now, that Donald Trump would be the last U.S. president.
Yes, that's what I heard too.
I heard that. And the reason is that this country is quickly, rapidly turning into a fascist state.
Yes.
And it's too eager to be part of this one world government.
Yes.
Okay. I also believe strongly that the Antichrist is alive and well among us now.
Yep,
and is currently working in government.
Yes.
And I believe that Antichrist is a young king from the Saudi area. And I believe that he is, what is his name? Crown Prince. What the fuck is his name?
Something about always looks very, very sharp and likes to wear blue suits, from what I understand.
He does. That's the guy I'm talking about.
Yeah, I can't remember his name either, but he's got like a unique name from what I understand. And he's been living among us for a while now, and he's always a sharp, sharp dresser.
Here he is. I got him. His name is Mohammed bin Zayed.
Hmm.
He's the crown prince. I guess that's how you say it.
Yeah,
I mean, I might be saying it
yeah.
wrong, but
And then of course
who
too,
cares?
there's no more currency as well because if you've noticed anywhere
There's
you
no
go,
more currency now.
yeah, they're asking you to round up to certain change
Yeah,
and stuff like
they've
that.
already eliminated. The
Hmm.
mint, the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia, that prints coins,
Hmm.
has closed
Yes.
operations. They're closing all of the coin mints. Why? Because there will be no more coins.
No.
Why? First of all, people say that the coins are too cumbersome in their pocket. What about cash? Will
Yeah.
cash be still around? Yes.
Yeah.
Cash will still be around. Unfortunately, it's not going to have much value.
No.
Okay. You're going to need a lot of cash to be able to do anything. But
Yes.
what can you use? Well, you can just reach into your wallet and pull out your old plastic card that's got everything on it,
Yes.
which is going to have an RFID chip in it. They already do. They already do. You know, if you lose your credit card, the
Hmm.
bank could find it before you will.
Oh yeah, but
Do you know that?
there's no way I'm getting that chip right there though, or here.
Well, they talking about here
Hmm.
or here in the part of your hand where you could
Hmm.
scan it for your grocery. We saw that, by the way, folks.
Yes, we did.
Amelia and I saw that on the show with Pastor Steve. A
Hmm.
woman was paying for her groceries with her hand.
Yeah, it was horrible. She goes, "Oh, let me try this," and she thought it was fun, and she was like, "Oh, this is." I was like, "No."
I want do me a favor there, Christ brings a sword. I want you to check out this email address. Email me, that goes to me and Amelia. Email me your info. I will get you on here. Okay. I appreciate you. Also, I
Hmm.
sent you Amelia's link. So, I actually sent the whole world Amelia's link, which is good. The chip goes in the head or the hand. Yep. Elon wants you to put it in your head. We're going to talk. We talked about Elon.
Hmm.
We talked about him because Elon Musk may very well be the Antichrist.
Yes.
He very well may be the Antichrist. Because he comes from the same region of the world where the Antichrist is going to come from, which is that area, Israel.
Yes.
You know. All right. Well, listen, Mill.
Yes.
We are up, man. We is a fast show tonight. Holy shit!
Yeah. And
Let
we
me
didn't
tell
really get
everybody
to.
what's coming up because I know you were off last night, so you're not up to speed on what's happening
Or
here.
you may have changed some things that I have to erase. And I can't.
We have
Oh.
coming up. Um, Dan Ely, who's been here before, he's the guy who met Paul McCartney in Tennessee and became friends with Paul. He's going to be here in March to talk about his late friend Denny Lane, who was also part of Paul McCartney and Wings, and played with Paul. Part of the early incarnation of the Beatles. Actor Ronnie Marmo will be joining us probably, I think, maybe late March, around the 25th or 26th, I believe, is Ronnie Marmo. Lou Ferranti, the guy, man, what a fascinating guy. We had him here just recently. He's coming back for a couple more shows. He used to be a gangster.
I
He
love
worked
listening
for
to his
John
stories.
Gotti. He worked for John Gotti and the part of the Gambino crime family in New York. Yeah, really,
Mm-hmm.
it's fascinating guy.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about the connection between Jimmy Hoffa and John Kennedy and how the mob really works. We will have Sean Bailey, who, if you've seen this guy, I'll tell you what, he's a dead ringer for Jackie Gleason. And we're going to do a tribute to Jackie Gleason. And this guy, Sean Bailey, is not only a Jackie Gleason look-alike and sound alike, but Sean is quite the Jackie historian. Remarkable. And tomorrow night, join us, please, for Wrestling with the Future as we do a special tribute, a salute to my co-host, my late co-host, Jeff the Ref Robinson. It's tomorrow marks 4 years that he left us to be with God.
Yes.
And Jeff is sorely missed. He's been missed a lot over the years, and but I know that he's looking down on this little podcast that could,
Mhm.
and I know that I think I'm pretty sure we got his blessing.
Oh, yes.
At least I pray we do anyway.
Mhm.
I know we have God's blessing because we're still here. Thank
Mhm.
God. Thank you, God, for another day.
Yes.
So what else we got, Amelia? What did I miss?
Nettie said something about missed it or something like that. Nettie, you missed this show. You could rewatch it again, or if you missed any other shows, you can watch it again on our Facebook
Oh
page.
yeah,
Become a
Nettie,
member.
listen, you go on to YouTube, go on to let me put our, you know what? Let me do this right now.
Mhm.
I'm going to put this out there for everybody. If you guys want to listen to the show on radio, very, very simple. Just follow this little link, and I'm going to put it right into our chat box so everybody can go and have some fun. You know, there you go. It's wwtfradio.podbean.com. Oh, Nettie just woke up. Yeah, 'cause
Ah,
it's like in the morning in
yeah.
Japan where she's at.
hmm And any other shows that you want to watch from before I was even a host, please
Yeah,
watch.
go.
They're
Yeah,
fascinating
absolutely.
shows.
And go here again.
Mhm.
Go here. YouTube.com/ at What's the Buzz Popcast. Now it's $2.99 a month to join. You can still watch the shows without joining, but if you join, as I said, you get access to special features that are not available on the public site.
Mhm.
Of course, we're going to give you special stuff
Yes.
for paying. Anyway, Amelia,
Yes.
that's a heck of a show tonight,
It
kid.
was. It was fantastic.
We had a great show. I want to encourage everybody in the chat room to join us tomorrow night for Jeff the Ref's tribute show. And join us every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 7 p.m. on What's the Buzz Popcast, wwtfradio.podbean.com, or youtube.com/ at What's the Buzz Popcast. Or go to Facebook and search us out, or just click on the Amelia's link because everybody's got it around the world now.
Right?
You'll have 17,000 followers before you know it, kid.
Right? And then if
I
you want
give
to
this.
email
I
us,
don't want nobody following me
and if you
on
have,
Facebook
if
because
you
I
have,
block I delete everybody that sends me friend requests. It's only from my family.
yeah,
My Facebook is only from my family. That's why we have a Facebook page for the show.
mhm, right.
I monitor that
Yeah, if you want to send us
most
an
of the time.
email, it's just send us an email. It's in our chat as well.
And I think that's it.
Yes.
And I didn't even get to my news clips tonight, so
No.
we don't need them. Hell with them.
And we'll get to those another
On
time.
behalf of Amelia, the Pitbull Chapman, I am the Mad Dog, Angelo DeCipio. Join us every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday for What's the Buzz, America's Best Popcast. Good night, everybody. Take care of each other. We'll see you next time.
Good
Bye-bye.
night.